Survival is never a matter of strength alone. It is a dance woven from instinct and deception. In the division, lurking with hungry sharks, even the belts themselves seem to pulse with hunger. Each fighter masking the sharpest teeth behind a quiet intent. In these depths, mercy is a forgotten language, and hesitation is the first taste of defeat. To swim amongst predators is to accept the eternal tension between hunter and hunted. To find that true command lies not in control, but in surrendering to the current without losing your course. Although Vergil Ortiz has yet to compete for a world title, he stands as a number one ranked super welterweight by the ring. True to his nature, Ortiz refused to shy away from competition, setting his sights on Erickson Lubin, a seasoned former two-time world title challenger who has glimpsed the summit but has fallen short of his peak. Yet in every fall lies the lesson of rebirth, for it is in defeat that one is stripped bare, forced to rebuild even stronger, sharper, and more relentless. Now, both men enter the ring with hunger in the eyes and redemption in the hearts. Victory here is more than just a win. It is a gateway to destiny, a chance to claim a place in the sport's upper echelon. Awaiting the victor is none other than Jaron Ennis, a showdown of promises, not just glory, but legacy. Undefeated, 23-0, Vergil Ortiz Jr. is a modern pressure fighter with a 91.3% knockout ratio, whose style fuses classic aggression with calculated precision. Fighting from a peekaboo stance, he commands the ring behind a stiff, educated jab that opens doors for devastating combinations. Ortiz's mission is clear: to keep the pace high and suffocate opponents with unyielding volume and controlled violence. He breaks opponents down systematically, round after round, until the resistance falters. His power is both sudden and cumulative, making him a constant threat in every exchange. With quick, assertive footwork, he closes distance effortlessly, and his explosive burst allows him to hammer the nail when the moment arises. What truly sets Ortiz apart is his composure under fire. He fights with the poise of a technician and the intent of a finisher, turning every round into a war of attrition that he almost always wins. Erickson the Hammer Lubin is a southpaw stylist whose craft revolves around timing, athleticism, and explosive counterpunching. A natural puncher with sharp reflexes, Lubin excels at creating angles and capitalizing on openings with crisp, compact shots. His left hand is deceptive, fast, precise, and capable of changing the course of a fight in an instant. Lubin's style is fluid, blending movement and aggression in balanced measure. He is most effective from the outside, where his commanding lead hand and poised left cross dictate the rhythm of the bout. Over time, Lubin has evolved into a more patient, strategic fighter, less reckless, more deliberate, and adept at controlling tempo. At his best, his rhythm and explosiveness make him one of the most dangerous finishers in the division. A fighter who can end a match with a single, perfectly timed counter. Together, Ortiz's vicious pressure and Lubin's sharp punching create a stylistic clash between methodical aggression and calculated precision. A battle of will, timing, and endurance. What you give defines what you must endure. Power gives, but it also takes. Although Lubin is most dangerous from the outside, he doesn't depend on progressive movement to manage distance. Instead, he relies on holding ground. Lubin's style is rooted in precise power, and for the power to generate maximum leverage, there must be balance. And true balance comes from planting the feet, allowing the stability in his punches. This foundation shapes his strategy: subtle, efficient movement paired with an active jab that clogs the lanes that keeps Ortiz at bay. The goal is clear: control the distance, keep Ortiz on the outside, and line him up for the sniping left hand. Within this dynamic, Ortiz faces an equation. He must find a way past Lubin's jab without walking into a trap waiting on the other end. Recognizing his danger, Ortiz wisely tempers his aggression, choosing to pick his points of attack rather than forcing exchanges. Ortiz defends effectively, maintaining his stance and positioning to stay within striking range. This patience allows him to identify the right moments to close the gap and launch his strikes. The first meaningful jab from Ortiz lands as a result of timing and positioning. As Lubin angles out to his right, he pivots without stepping out, keeping himself within the same striking range. Ortiz reads the subtle adjustment perfectly, driving his jab straight down the center line. Clean, direct, and decisive. When Ortiz cornered Lubin, Lubin was confident enough to fight off the ropes. With the tight high guard as his primary defense, Lubin's focus was to catch and counter. Aware of this, Ortiz remained disciplined, keeping his punches long and measured. By refusing to overcommit, he effectively denied Lubin the plane of base and close range he needed to land his counters.
Nice right to the body for Ortiz, who has Lubin back.
Ortiz then began to manipulate distance. As Lubin squared up against the corner, Ortiz subtly pulled back, creating the illusion of space. Instinctively, Lubin stepped forward to reclaim ground, unaware that he just aligned his head with the right cross. Ortiz sees the opening, firing the right hand down the middle, then immediately followed up with the sharp left hook.
Duck down, and he escapes to his right because Ortiz is looking.
The second round opened much like the first, with Lubin vying to establish control of distance. However, it didn't take long for Ortiz to press him back against the ropes once again. Confident in his defense, Lubin chose to stand his ground and fight off the ropes rather than look for an exit. The problem was, Lubin relied entirely on a static high guard. Without the defensive layers that made the high guard effective, rolling, slipping, catching, it became a little more than a false sense of security. The narrow gap left down the middle for vision created a dangerous opening. If he failed to close it quick enough, the cross could pierce straight through. If he didn't catch or deflect punches, hooks could easily wrap around the guard. And when pinned against the ropes, unable to pull back, his body remained fully exposed. Ortiz exploited these very vulnerabilities, shattering Lubin's illusion of defense, showing that raw power can break and pierce a fragile guard.
This is what I do.
Oh, he's hurt! He's out on it!
How cold was Erickson Lubin? Shot fighter, and Vergil just took care of that.
Having now consecutively conquered 3 top 10 contenders, Ortiz closes this chapter with an emphatic statement, a victory, a conviction. This victory feels less like an end and more like a threshold, one that leads directly towards a defining encounter with Jaron boots Ennis. Though neither man currently holds a world title, both stands as a symbol of this generation's talent and unfiltered ambition, representing a rare breed in modern boxing. The impending clash transcends belts and rankings. It speaks to something much deeper, the pursuit of legacy over image, substance over spectacle. In an era often driven by marketing and optics, Ortiz and Ennis embodies the throwback spirit of fighters who see greatness for its own sake. Their meeting will not simply be a contest of fists, but a test of purpose. 2 warriors chasing immortality through the timeless language of pugilism.